Now, what exactly is DCA? It stands for dollar cost average. And a lot of people use this investment strategy when it comes to the way they invest. Now, for the past 10 years, I've been investing. However, it's only been about 5 years or so where I've actually used the DCA strategy, which is basically the dollar cost average strategy, okay? However, I've actually stopped using it. And by the end of this video, you know exactly why. And this might change the way you invest forever, okay? Now, if you guys don't know me, my name is TommyBryson. If you guys do know me, welcome back to the channel and do me a favor and smash the like button. Now, the very first thing, guys, is let's break down the basics, okay? What exactly is DCA, dollar cost average, okay? What is the strategy here? Well, to make it sound very simple, the whole idea is you're investing the same amount of money consistently. That is the general principle behind it, okay? So, for example, let's say you make every single year $10,000 and you've chosen to say, hey, I'm going to invest 20% of my income every time I get paid or whatever, okay? Or that's the amount of money I want to invest in total, okay? Now, you have two ways to actually go ahead and invest this money. Way number one is you say, hey, I'm going to do DCA, dollar cost average. So every single time I get paid, I'm going to invest $166.66 monthly. And by the end of the year, I would have invested a total of $2,000, aka 20% of your income, okay? That's the dollar cost average way. However, the lump sum way basically says this. Well, instead of doing that, just save your money for that entire year, and then at the end of the year, you basically just go ahead and invest the full lump sum, okay? The full $2,000. Now, either way, by the end of the year, you would have invested a total of $2,000. So which way is actually better? Well, in this video, I'm going to actually tell you because it's a part of the video where I actually break things down. So let me just tell you right now, okay? So the idea is, guys, this is not really much of a mathematical question. It's not about which way is going to make me the most money because overall, they're pretty much the same, okay? They're not going to be that much difference whatsoever when you look at it over a long period of time. But what it is, though, is a preference question. Also a risk tolerance question. And also, overall, like, how do you actually want to invest and how do you actually prefer to invest? Now, overall, when you do dollar cost average, there are some benefits. For example, it takes the guesswork, the timing out of investing, okay? Because you are investing the same amount of money at the same date every single time, okay? The same period, okay? Periodically, consistently. Every single month, you invest 10 to 20% of your income, whatever it is, you're doing that consistently. So this way, you're not worried about having to time the market. You're not worried about what price you're buying at. You're not worried if the market is up or down. You're not worried about any of those things. In reality, you're going to keep investing the same amount over a long period of time. And what you'll get at the end is the average. That's where the average comes in, dollar cost average. You'll get the average cost over a long period of time. However, when you actually grab your money, and let's say you have, for example, a lump sum of money, you have $2,000 available to you, and you're going to buy investments, right? So you grab that money, you invest $2,000, and now the money right now is working, right? That money is there. It is working fully. And now, all of a sudden, the next day, the market actually crashes and goes down by 30%. Well, what happens now is you have to wait until the market recovers. Now, if that scares you, what I just said, most likely what's going to work best for you is going to be dollar cost average. Because this way, if you have your $2,000 already, just invest it over time, over 1 year, or $166.66 every single month, and over the year, you would have invested all of it. That's the idea. But this way, if the market goes down, you're not really worried that much. However, this is a fallacy. It is a fake sense of security because either way, in reality, I'm just being honest, you can invest, for example, the dollar cost average way, the same amount of money, and then that same month, for example, once you're done, the market can actually take a massive dip and then you're still having to wait until the market actually recovers. And in reality, when you think about it from a historical point of view, the market trend is up. the market makes money 100% of the time when you look at it historically, because the market has recovered from every single downturn every single time. So whether you invest in a lump sum or in a spread doing dollar cost average, you're still going to make money over time as long as you leave your money in there for a long time until the market does recover and prove history right again, like it has over and over again. However, Tommy, what do you recommend I actually do? Or what are you actually going to be doing with your money? Well, the answer is, guys, let me break it down, okay? So the answer is, if you're going to be investing your normal income, I honestly recommend you invest doing dollar cost average. And there are some reasons, okay? And the reasons is because basically, if you're making $2,000 a month and you're going to be investing 10%, aka $200 every single month, the answer is you're better off grabbing that money and investing it the minute you get it than waiting until the end of the year to actually invest it, because this way you have your money actively. As soon as you get paid, you have that money actively in the market. So now it's making you money, it's exposed, and in reality, it's going to be a part of the uptrend a lot faster. That's the idea. But more important than just that, okay, it's going to be this way. Nothing is going to pop up where now all of a sudden you had, let's say for example, 2K saved up, but now you have an emergency and you're gonna have to grab that money and use it, and now your investment money is basically gone. So when it comes to just investing your normal income, I highly recommend you actually do dollar cost average. So every time I get paid, I prefer, instead of saving up money, I'm going to grab that money and use it for investing. Now, there is a reason why I'm not doing dollar cost average, even though I'm making money right now from my normal income. I'll tell it to you guys in a second. However, though, let's say for example, you're not talking about your normal income. You get a lump sum of money. You fell down, you slip, you trip, you can't get back up, and now all of a sudden you got an amount of, let's say, $10,000, okay? What are you supposed to do with this money? Do you grab this money, invest it all at once, run the risk that, hey, I invested the money and now the market crashed the next month and now I have to wait until it recovers? Or instead, do I break it down into 12 chunks and invest it monthly for 1 year, and then now I'm not that worried about the market crashing this year? The answer is, for me personally, what I would do is basically, when you look at statistics, you're better off most likely grabbing that money and investing it all at once in a lump sum. Here's why. Because this way, the money is inside the stock market. So now it's exposed, it's making you money ASAP. You know exactly what's going on with your money, whether it's going to be crashing or it's all there basically. And you're not having to worry about what if something happens and then all of a sudden I have to spend this money. For example, I had a friend, I would say more like a colleague or a work colleague in a way, or a client, okay? And he basically got some money from a lawsuit he actually won. It was like in the 40s of thousands of dollars, okay? So like, I think it was like 48 or like $50,000, something like that. And I told him, you should grab that money and invest it. If you want, I'll invest it for you. And he was like, nah, I'm gonna grab my money, I'm gonna do something with it, trust me. In about a year or two, the money was basically gone. He spent all the money. It was basically done. It was over. And now he's just back to work doing his normal stuff like he used to. Now, the idea is, okay, if you know you're like that or something might happen, you're better off just grabbing your money and investing it all at once. Now, there is one thing that I did not mention, and it's that basically, if you do get a lump sum and that's all the money you have, it's okay to grab a certain amount of it and set it aside for emergencies, and then grab the remainder that you know you can invest for the long term and invest it in a lump sum. That would be the best idea possible, at least for me though. Now, Tommy, why are you not personally doing dollar cost average right now? The answer is because personally right now, I reached a point where I have enough money invested to cover my expenses, okay? So that is a great milestone to actually reach. So now now I'm not telling you once you reach that milestone, you're supposed to stop investing. That's not what I'm saying. I'm telling you that the reason I stopped investing in the stock market per se is because I've been saving up some money to actually have on the side when it comes for me actually buying a home. Now, I've actually reached that savings goal, which is great. So now, next year, for 2024, I think it is, I'm actually just going to go back into dollar cost average. That's the general idea. because it is my income, and I don't want to worry about like, hey, I'm saving up all this money and then all of a sudden I'm spending on something else. The answer is no. However, let's say I actually get a lump sum of money. For example, the money I saved up to buy a apartment or a home, whatever I end up buying, well, I saved up way too much money. So now all of a sudden I'm left over with another like $20,000 on the side. Well, what I can do is basically grab that money all at once and invest it in a lump sum. I would not personally break it down into chunks and invest it over time. Here's why. Because again, the market has recovered every single time. So if I invest my money in a lump sum or in chunks, it will not matter. And whenever you're trying to time the market, you get into a tricky game of trying to time the market, and most likely you're not going to be able to do it successfully. That's the idea. So overall, guys, okay, dollar cost average, lump sum, which one is better? The answer is, as far as my income, I'd like investing dollar cost average. That way, it's the guesswork out. It's automatic. I don't have to worry about it. The money's invested ASAP. I'm making money ASAP, right? Exposure to the market. If it's a lump sum of money I actually get, I will invest it in a lump sum of money. And this way I'm not worried about, hey, what if I spend the money on something else? And over time, the money is just going to make more money because that's what the market shows historically. That is the answer, and that is what I'm currently doing. Guys, thanks for watching this video. On top of that, also like, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified. Leave a comment down below if you have questions. On top of that, thank you for everyone that's on Patreon with us, supports the channel through and thin. I appreciate you guys a ton. So if you want us on Patreon, the link is going to be down below. But over here also, the highlighted person for the week is this person right here. I appreciate you guys a lot. And as always, long-term team officially out. Another video here. My face is over here. And as always, peace.